And I want to make you guys proud. I don't want to waste this on buying stupid things. Hello! Oh my goodness, I am so excited for this video. If you see the title, you might be like, Molly, you just bought your first home. And you're correct. In 2021, I was blessed enough to be able to buy my first home, which is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo, about 1,100 square feet that I am currently still in the midst of doing a full gut renovation on. And I am beyond blessed to have been able to do that. It frankly makes me feel emotional still. And now I am beginning the hunt for my next property purchase. And I first off want to say that I'm super fortunate to even be able to consider purchasing a second property, but that's why I'm looking to do it. Because I am so blessed and I don't want to throw away the opportunity that I've been given. I've been given an opportunity to live my dream, to work in the entertainment industry, to share a message and a story that I think needs to be heard and has been hidden away from society for far too long. And I don't want to throw away this opportunity because you guys have given me such a gift to live my dream and to be actually able to make money doing it. And I want to make you guys proud. I don't want to waste this on buying stupid things that I won't use in 2 years or that will break. I want to invest my money wisely and grow it for my future. And real estate has always been something I've been interested in. It's always been something that I've enjoyed. And purchasing my first property only confirmed that. And as you guys know, I do live between 2 different places. I live between California and BC. And to be honest, renting in California is astronomically expensive. And if I can set a goal for myself to save up for another down payment, then I want to set that goal. And I do enjoy treating myself to the odd handbag or pair of shoes because I do enjoy things like fashion in particular. But for the most part, my goal has always been to save and build and invest wisely for my future. Investing isn't something that I've really talked about on this channel, but is a huge passion of mine. And I want to, diversify my revenue streams and my investments as much as possible by investing in things like real estate, in stocks, and things like that. If investing is something that you know nothing about, trust me, I felt the same like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, but I knew that I wanted to learn. I knew that I wanted to be educated and aware, be able to make smart decisions for my future. And if that's something that you're if that's something that you're interested in and you don't know where to begin, there's so many great financial channels here on YouTube. That's where I started, and I learned so much about investing in stocks, bonds, real estate, mortgages. I learned so much about all of this stuff. It's super empowering. It might feel really boring at first, but it's actually really empowering to learn about these things, and I've really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna link some financial channels and financial educational resources down below if it's something you're interested in. Again, finances is not something I've ever really talked about on this channel because, I don't know, I guess I figured it's not really interesting to anybody, but then I was like, Molly, it's interesting to you, so maybe it's interesting to some other people, and maybe if it's not right now, you can inspire them to get interested because being financially literate, understanding finances is so empowering and so important. I think especially as women, I think it's really important for women to be very aware. And I'm really proud of being able to learn and gain this knowledge and understand it and have these goals of being able to financially sustain myself independently, actually be aware and set these financial goals for myself. My goal when I invest in something like a property is always to make my mortgage payment cheaper than my rent payment would be. And so that is my goal currently, is to save enough to put a down payment on a California property where my mortgage payment monthly is less than what I would be paying in my rent. One of my biggest passions in life has always been from a very young age to be financially independent. And I've talked about that quite a lot on this channel in the past. I've always dreamed of being financially independent from my family, from a partner. That's the goal that I continue to work towards. And this is the next step in making that happen. I'm not at a place right now where I can put a down payment down and purchase, but I wanted to begin the research process and, look at what is realistic. What is a good budget to set for myself? What's a good goal? Look at different areas to see, you know, what feels safe to me and what feels walkable and what hits kind of all the nails on the head. So that's really what this initial look and see was all about. And it was hugely helpful. I definitely completely changed my mind about what my goal is, what I am looking to purchase here. So I'm really glad that I went on this trip because I really believe in vision boarding. I really believe in putting out into the universe what you want. And now I have a very clear vision of what that is. I got my first job when I was 15 years old, and I remember being so proud because I was so scared of not being employable as a blind person, because we know statistically here in North America, I believe it's 70% unemployment in America, 80% unemployment of Canada of blind people. So I always really feared that, because unfortunately it doesn't matter how much education blind people receive. It doesn't matter all of these things. Unfortunately, there's just still so much misinformation and discrimination and judgment of disabled people and blind people in particular. And so I always really feared not being able to be employed. And so when I was able to get my first job at 15 and my able-bodied friends weren't able to get jobs, I was just so proud of myself. From that point on, my parents had me pay for everything that wasn't a necessity. So they would buy my socks and my toothpaste and my underwear and food and all that, of course, but if I wanted to go out for coffee with a friend, I bought it. If I wanted to go shopping to buy a shirt that I didn't need, I bought it. If I went to the movies with my friends, I paid for it. As soon as I was 18 and I got my first full-time job, I paid for everything, whether it was necessity or not. I'm really grateful my parents did that, because it not only taught me the value of working hard for my money and spending it wisely, but it taught me to be really proud of buying things myself. I still own the first pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses I purchased for myself at 15 after my first summer job. I really love paying for my own things. I really love buying stuff for myself. And that is part of why I've always wanted to be financially independent, because I enjoy paying my own way in life. And I'm just super grateful that I get to do that. And so, like I said, I don't want to waste this opportunity, because I know this won't last forever. I know that I might not work in entertainment forever. And I know that if this career ends, I don't know what my employability looks like, again, based on statistics of unemployment of blind people. I fear when this job ends, what's next for me? And so while I have this job, I want to make the most of it and build for my future, so that I don't have to fear. And so my goal is to buy a property that I live in when I'm here and that I Airbnb out when I'm not. And that way, Airbnbing it out to short-term renters pays off my mortgage, and I'm not paying for it myself. And so the goal for me is about a 2-bedroom, which would occupy 6 Airbnb guests. I would do a pull-out couch in the living room, and then 2 bedrooms would each have queen or king size beds, depending on what they could fit. So that would be a capacity of 6 guests able to Airbnb my property out. Because I would be Airbnbing the property out, I want to make sure that I'm as safe as possible when I live there. So I'm looking for a gated community where I would be very safe. That was very important to me. The other thing I'm looking at is, where would I be Airbnbing this out? I want to make sure it's a property that is in a very desirable place to Airbnb out. Luckily, California is a big vacation spot, and there's lots of pockets in Southern California that are very desirable for that. And I also wanted to make sure that, frankly, I'm Airbnbing it out to mature people. My goal is to be Airbnbing it out to retirees and older families, not to party renters who might destroy my place. I also want to make sure that it has a nice area where I'm able to safely lockbox and store away my belongings, so that when I'm not there, all of my things are very safe. And I would like to renovate. I've really enjoyed this renovation process and being able to make the place my own, and I want to do the same thing once again to make sure that it meets my specific needs as a blind person, and my own aesthetic. I also personally am not a huge fan of buying flips. I've lived in a flip. The place I've been renting for the last year has been a flip. And to be honest, unfortunately, a lot of flippers, of course, try to make the most money, which means they oftentimes, not always, but often, use cheap materials that look beautiful. And so they're able to sell it at a very high cost, but when you live there, you realize it's very low quality. And I don't want that. So I would like to buy cheap, because it needs to be renoed and nobody wants to do it, and be able to renovate it myself. And that means renovating a beautiful kitchen. So I want to thank HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. It's sponsors like this and all of you supporting my sponsors that allow me to even dream of saving up enough to hopefully buy my next property and invest for my future. Thank you to HelloFresh, and thank you for all of you who use my code. I have an even better code. This is the best code we've ever had from HelloFresh, and I'm mind blown that they're doing this, but you can get 16. That is 1-6. That is the age that you throw a sweet 16 and can go get your driver's license if you're sighted. I couldn't. 16 free meals plus 3 free gifts if you use code MollyBurke16. So wild. It's perfect for the new year if you want to start eating healthy, if you want to start doing home cooking more often. This is a great way to do it. If you have a goal of getting into cooking or learning new skills in the kitchen in 2022, this is a great way to do so. It also saves time. You don't have to go grocery shopping to get fresh food delivered to your house. You don't have to be scouring the internet for new recipes because you or your family are bored of what you've been eating again and again and again. They have 50 weekly options for recipes and for their market options. So you will definitely not get bored, and there's 100% something for everybody. They also have options like Calorie Smart, Carb Cutter, Vegetarian, so many different options. Last night, my family and I had delicious mashed potatoes with a rosemary pork and frankly, the best carrots I've ever eaten. They were so yummy. So definitely don't snooze on this one. Use the link below. Use code MollyBurke16, 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. Thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video once again and being a long-term partner of this channel. And thank you to all of you for supporting my sponsors like HelloFresh. And again, allowing me to even dream of saving up enough to put a down payment down on my California dream house. So with all of that aside, yesterday I went hunting. I wore this same sweater just for continuity. It says California, the vibes. So we went looking at 3 different properties. I won't tell you where they are, obviously. But I went looking at 3 different properties in the LA-ish area, a little further out of LA. And honestly, properties are cheaper the further out that you get, but I'm still super close to downtown LA, or close enough to drive in for work, which is important to me. It's part of why I still live in California. And so yeah, we looked at 3 different properties, all of which are in gated communities and have great amenities, which is really nice for myself and my family when we're here, but it's also really nice for Airbnb clients. The first property, honestly, is the dream. I fell in love. It's really funny because if you guys watched my I bought a house or home or whatever video, you know that I bought the first place I saw, and I can't afford to buy right now. Again, this was more of a let me get my priorities straight, let me like see what I want, what's realistic for me, what I can dream of saving up for, what I can put on my vision board, put into the universe, yada yada. So I'm not buying right now, but this is the dream. I'm at property number 1 and there's a private hot tub. It's 2 floors, which I really love because it really feels like a house. And I live in a condo, and I've been renting in condos or in apartments for years now, so I've always had kind of 1 floor. And so this was really nice to have like a 2-story property. It has a private hot tub. It is not only in a gated community, but has a full stone wall in front, so your own property is very private from everybody else and super secure. It has a private hot tub. It has 2 private balconies. It's 2-bedroom.
Ooh, oh, there's a lovely deck out there.
So nice.
Like a big, oh, this is lovely and bright. Big, nice room, eh?
Big. Oh my god, I love this room.
Plenty of light. Huge room.
Well, for filming?
Yeah.
Like sit right here.
Absolutely.
Facing the window.
It's gorgeous.
This would be perfection for filming. This is so big. This is gorgeous to have a big private deck like this.
Isn't it?
The dream. Okay. It's funny, the walls.
Actually, it's very low.
And this is the bathroom, I think, in here. Nice. Oh, very big.
Oh, big closets.
This one is the main suite. Gorgeous.
Very spacious.
Yeah.
Tons of potential. And another deck.
Very big bedrooms, 2 bathroom. It has a 2-car garage. Definitely needs a nice reno to be updated. A nice sized living room. It's about 1,500 square feet, which is 400 square feet bigger than my place that I own. That's really nice. I loved the super high ceilings in the living room kitchen area. Yeah, this is definitely the one on the vision board, and it's crazy because it was also the nicest gated community that we saw compared to the other 2.
Yeah, just a garden.
Really nice property. But it wasn't even significantly more. It was only $5,000 more, listed for $5,000 more than the next property we saw. But the difference in both square footage and location, like, you could not compare. So it's definitely worth looking around at your options. And I say this for both purchasing a home and renting. Ooh, girl, my legs are falling asleep. Okay. When I was looking around at my rental that I'm currently living in, it was really disheartening. I was looking at places that were like in my budget and they were like super run down. I was really discouraged, thinking like, is this, like, they weren't in nice neighborhoods that felt safe to me. Like, I just felt like if I had given up then, thinking if this is my budget and this is what it gets me, this is what it gets me. But I didn't. I kept looking and I found a place for, I think, maybe $200 more a month, which was still in my budget. And it was like the top of my budget, but it was like only $200 more than the other place. And it's the place you guys see me living in. It's beautiful. And it's in a wonderful neighborhood that's super safe and really walkable. So you have to keep looking, because for not that much more, you can often get a lot more if you just keep hunting. And so that kind of ruined me. The grass was beautifully plush. The property had fruit trees that the people who live there can pick from. Like, it was just perfection.
Oh my god, people are allowed to pick the lemons?
You got lemons,
Tons of lemon trees.
tangerines, grapefruits.
Oh my
Citrus
god,
grows really well here.
Oh my god. My morning fresh lemon water.
The next property I saw was 1,300 square feet. It was much darker. That was the other thing about the first property. It was very bright, perfect for filming.
Yeah.
Like, sit right here,
Absolutely.
facing the window. And just for me in general, as somebody who loves light, being one of like the only things I can see. And the next property, it was much darker. It was one story. It was about 1,300 square feet. Listed $5,000 cheaper than the other one. HOA fees, which is the fees for living in the gated community, and, you know, the shared amenities, were about $25 cheaper a month. So overall, like, not very, very much cheaper. For a way worse location. It was located by a highway, so it was very loud. It was very far from the downtown area where I would be able to get my coffee and things like that. It was not as well maintained. They didn't have as many amenity options. So overall, I knew that this wasn't for me. It had also been partially renovated and partially not. And for me, I really am looking for something that is a gut. I want to do all of it. I don't want it to be partially done and then only do parts of it. And I know people might say, but you could just buy it partially done and still take out what they've done and redo it. I don't like that waste, because there is somebody who's going to see that partial reno, love what they've done, and carry it out. I don't want to waste when somebody has like newly done something or it's good enough, because that feels very wasteful for me. I only want to reno something that is like old enough that it really needs to be updated fully, and also that whatever is there I can just like recycle. That, for a number of reasons, wasn't as appealing to me. The next property was actually in the neighborhood that I had originally thought I wanted to purchase in, and when I went to look, I realized that I get a lot less for my money. That was less desirable for me. It was a much more like, the community was, again, much less well kept. It had almost no amenities for very similar HOA fees. The property was only 1,100 square feet, which is fine. That's what I have now. It's like it's small, but it's fine. However, for Airbnb out, it's obviously less desirable, being smaller, and it was fully renoed. And they did actually a decent reno. It was quite high quality, very beautiful, but not the aesthetic that I am looking for in my California reno. In my current place that I'm renoing, I've gone for a very chic, sleek, modern, neutral look, which really suits where it's located. But for my California property, I would really want to be doing something much more like where I'm right now, pastel and bright and fun and quirky, and so it just didn't suit the aesthetic that I'm going for. And again, I'm paying for somebody else's reno when I can pay less money up front and then reno it myself. That's how my hunting went. Those are the properties that I looked at. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to have a new investment goal. I'm really excited to have something new that I'm saving for. And again, I want to thank all of you for giving me the opportunity to even consider dreaming of doing this. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to live my dream and actually pay my bills doing it. And I want to make you all proud. I don't want you to feel like I'm wasting the opportunity you've gifted me with. I want you to see me and be proud like you would a sister or a friend. And so I hope that's what I'm doing for all of you. And I'm excited to take you on this next chapter and this next adventure, whenever it might be. I'm really excited and I'm super grateful. And I'm once again grateful to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. And again, being a great long-term partner of this channel. And giving you guys such a great opportunity to eat delicious meals, fresh food, tons of options every single week with 16 free meals and 3 free gifts this new year using code MollyBurke16. Until next time, you can click up here to see my I've changed video, or you can click over here to see this Palm Springs house tour. Bye guys.